Hello everyone and welcome to my perspective of the Daytona Milton Keynes Super Champs race, the first of 2023, the winter season of 2023. I'm in the one of four classes here in the D-Max Lights. Obviously two different karts, two different weight categories, and we're lining up to go out for practice here. As you can see, not the best days in terms of conditions. It was very damp, very greasy track, and it does get a bit wetter later on, enough for us to put on the wetsuits. But yeah, varying conditions. You can see me just trying to warm up the tyres here. And these first few practice laps, obviously just trying to get used to the track here. See, going around the outside of turn 1, not even going for the apex, just to keep it in a straight line. Turn 2 and 3 chicane, having to favour it through there, and the trick really is just to manage your throttle, manage your lines, not to do that, for example, and just drift completely off the line and lose a load of time. I'm not all too experienced in weather like this. I'm normally when I go karting, it's normally completely dry, so when it's a day like this, it's quite hard for me to get used to it quickly. The last few Super Champs rounds have been in these conditions, so I'm better than I was, but I'm definitely not all there yet. As you can see, some guy in front of me there going completely off, and I almost follow him into the dirt. Luckily I didn't. And we're just trying to keep it in a straight line, learn the track, learn the lines, keep the kart tyres warm, and make sure we know the best lines to go in for quali, which will be a one-lap quali straight after the practice session. Let's see here, again, just you can see just how twitchy the steering is and how it just kicks out every now and then. You hit a curb, you hit a bump in the track, and it is going to try and throw you away, and tyres on the outside of the track is almost hit there. These are the N35s, these are the karts we're going to have to try and lap in the race. We're not racing them for position, obviously, but they are going to be on the track at the same time, and overtaking them quickly is obviously key to keeping the best time possible in the race. But it is difficult, especially in conditions like this, where your relative pace to them is a lot closer. Obviously more equal in the rain compared to the dry. So you're going to lose more time to them, but you just need to try and keep to your line, keep to overtake, and be a bit aggressive. Don't bump into them or anything, but give it a go. And don't do that either, spinning there. That is a D-Max. These are heavy, as you can tell by the coloured armband on his right arm there. He won't be for position in the race, but just trying to keep it in a straight line, not spin. This is a change in tarmac going into turn 10, and this is the bane of my existence for this entire race. It's just a bit less grippy, and it doesn't help that we're going from the fastest corner on the track to the slowest. As you see here again on the next lap, it just spits you so far out wide, no matter really what line you take, it doesn't feel good. Turn 8 here, obviously someone making a spin there before the main straight. And here are a couple of lap cars. You can see the rain has started to come down a bit more in this practice session. It's a point where it did get a bit wetter, which isn't really what you want at the end of practice. But there you are, 3 cars overtaken there, and that's what we want to try and do in the race. What we don't want to try and do in the race though is this. Go onto this bit of tarmac here in turn 10 and just absolutely lose all momentum. And get really overtaken by 2 of those karts. But yeah, that's practice over for us. We're going to go into the pits here, get ready for qualifying. But as I say, it's starting to rain a bit more. It's going to get wetter before we go out for quali, which isn't really ideal. It's going to mess with the lines that I just sort of learned. As we line up here, ready to go out, as you can see the steering wheel and the camera, the car, it's raining. And it wasn't raining during practice, it is now. So it's going to be a lot more difficult to control the kart. We have to make sure we warm up properly and really adapt the lines and try not to make any mistakes. It's a lot easier to obviously make mistakes in the wet. So yes, lining up is the main straight here, just before the last section of the track. Just trying to keep those tyres warm. Whether doing it this much actually helps or not, I don't know, but it is fun. Last corner here. Taking the outside line, trying to get the best exit possible through the line. Could have been better, but here we go for a lap. Turn 1, again missed the apex, go wide. It'll be slippy on the apex. Not perfect, but it's alright. Turn 2, 3, try and avoid the rubber and take good apexes. Probably tried to avoid the rubber a bit too much, lost time. Turn 4 hairpin. Again, stay away from the apex at the minute, just try and take that wet line, try and get the best exit down to 5. Here we are down to 5, the double apex. Try and get as close as we can to that first apex without losing too much. But as you can see, just sliding out towards the second, just losing a lot of momentum through the corner. Down this main straight to the link back section of the track, which is normally turn 6. Only really one line through here, wet or dry, so we keep to that. Up the hill to turn 7. Again, very slippery on the apex of 7 today, so we had to go right around and cut back on the wet line there to go all the way down this hill straight. Little kink here, normally flat out in the dry, but definitely a lift in these conditions. Turn 8, you just need to try and keep it as smooth as possible through there as you go all the way uphill on this big straight to turn 9. Turn 9 again, normally flat, but in these conditions it's definitely a brake, slow down, go a bit wide of the apex, cut onto it, ready to take the line for 10. On this new bit of tarmac as I was talking about, and I have a half spin, and that kills so much momentum. You hear the revs just struggling. I'm going around turn 11, the last corner, and I lose a lot of time, except the person behind me even tries to overtake. It was a bit too close at the start, but we crossed the line, and it wasn't the best of laps. In fact, as we look at the scoreboard here, it was only good enough for P9 in class, which is definitely lower than I normally am. There's a lot of fast guys on the track today, so I wasn't really expecting, to be pole or anything, but P9 definitely can do better than that, and we'll have to do that into the race. It can only go up from here. Or not. Starting the race then. Lining up P9 in class. There's a couple of heavies in front. Like I say, heavies. There's a few really fast guys on the track today, and of course rain making heavies more equal. Guy in front going onto the race start, a bit far back, and I was a bit far back from him, so not the best formation going through here, but turn 1, just trying to keep it nice and steady, trying to keep position, trying not to be spun, trying not to spin anyone and get a penalty. But you see here, guy trying to go up my inside. I get hit from the back into turn 3, which allows this guy to sort of get alongside me, but I now have the inside into the hairpin turn 4. And I bit sliding across the track as I try and get grip. But I just make it. I stick it going deep into 5 to try and keep that wet line. Guy bumping into me, just being able to sit, and I just ran out of track there. He has a guy that's inside, he doesn't know where to go either, but a bit annoying there. Going into turn 6, just trying to keep it on that line, trying not to make any mistakes, and I want to keep up with this group. Once you start falling away from the group is when you really start losing time. So as long as I can stick with these guys, I should be alright. You see one car getting pushed out wide there, able to go down, or up his inside down the hill. Into this kink, then going to the main straight. Just trying to get as best exit as I can, better than this car in front of me, which I just managed to do as he loses the back end going onto the main straight. And that's going to give me better acceleration. Go up his inside, but as we hit top speeds, obviously it equalises, and I just don't have the space. I back out, but it's just not enough, and I give him a little tap. Takes him a bit wide, but going into the slippery corner there, and 2 carts have gone off, and the guy in front of me goes straight on, and we just managed to keep it there. Through the last corner then, our objective now is to catch up to that group of 3 carts in front of us and see if we can make moves there. A few light drivers there that will be for position. Turn 6, guy goes off into the wall there, another position, not sure if that was light or heavy. But it's not been the worst opening laps in the world. Could have been better, but definitely not awful. As you can see, we're closing up to the back of these carts in front. Going down this hill. Moving on to the back straight here, and they're all battling. This is going to slow them all down. One going wide there. Maybe a dive into this slow hairpin, which you don't want to do. It's very dangerous. You're going to hit other people. And there, see, sliding around. I could have taken advantage of that, but I slid myself, which obviously invites carts behind me to try and have a look down my inside into this last corner, which one does. And I now have to try and stick it around the outside, keep the throttle in as much as I can, and I just hit the curb with one of my wheels, which spins me completely. Not what you want. As you can see, a replay here in slow-mo. As soon as my wheel hits that curb, that was it. Just unsettled the car, and I go round. And I'm looking the wrong way around the track at all these karts going to overtake me, which is not what you want on lap 2 of a race. Thankfully, a gap appears pretty quickly, and I don't lose as many positions as I could have. But yeah, not exactly what you want going on to lap 3 here. And I now have a lot of ground to make up, a lot of positions to remake. So we go through the 2-3 chicane here. I see a group of karts here, they're battling, they're going to be slowing up, and I see if I can make something work. Going down into turn 5, and just need a good line through here, and we might be able to get 1 or 2 of them. I see they're all battling, pushing each other wide, slowing each other down, 3 wide for a minute there, and I'm going to make use of this, go on the apex, and I'm on the inside of one of them, going into this corner, which basically means I got the position, as long as I don't overshoot the corner, which I don't. The kart in front of me does though, and we managed to get him as well. So good set of corners there. The guy in the white helmet we're going to try and catch up. The guy in the orange suit in front of us, he's a light, he's going to be in our class. The guy in the orange helmet, however, is Lee Whitney. He's a heavy, but he's very fast, as we're going to see throughout this race. He's someone we're going to try and want to stick behind, as I nearly drive into the wall there and get stuck. But he's a lot faster, even though he's a heavy. He's very, very fast, so we're going to stick behind him, try and follow his lines, and hopefully follow him through the field, catch up to people we lost out on with the spin. Here we are then, going through turn 10 here, and battling this in front of us onto this turn, and just going wide. I give Lee Whitney a tap there as I just sort of overshot a little bit, but I get the light. I go up his inside as he goes really wide, and that's full position. That's a position made up. So again, it's just a point of following kart in front, just trying to make up as many positions as you can. Moving on a few laps here to lap 5. See, I'm just trying to take this wide line. He takes the short line, which spits him out wide, and you see the way we close up. That's definitely the advantage to taking the wide line there. He has a terrible run through that corner. I say I'm getting the acceleration, but just not enough room really to make the move there. He goes wide into this last corner, which gives him a better exit compared to me to the inside. So we're just going to follow him through here, turn 1, and try and make an overtake on him work. Is he slipping? He's hitting the curb there, slowing him down. Turn 2 and 3, difficult to make a move here, and there's a lapped car in front of us, which just prevents me from making a move with his dodgy exit there. But taking the proper line here, turn 4, he goes really wide, slows down massively as he looks behind and sees us, and we just managed to go around his outside here into turn 5. He dumps it again, but we do the switch back, get up his inside here on the apex, and that is a move made. And again, not for position in class, but it's always good to be ahead of a car that's slower than you. As I almost lose it there and go onto that grass, which you don't want to do. That is almost a beaching. You have to be pushed out by a marshal if you get stuck there. So very, very dangerous corner, or dodgy corner at least. Don't really want to lose it there. Coming then onto lap 7. I'm getting a bit more confident with this turn 1, trying to get closer to the apex, but again, it's drying up, but not too much, so it's going to be difficult. It's not going to be dry at any point in the race. We just need to try and keep these lines as smooth as we can. And here we are, see a bit of a lap here. Just seeing the lines I make and how twitchy it can be and how much I have to move the steering wheel just to keep the kart in a straight line. Trying to catch up to the kart in front of me of Lee Whitney, and as you can see, almost losing it on that curb, almost having a half spin, but managed to keep it. And I'm just slowing myself down here. I'm overdriving it a little bit, trying to obviously catch up to where I lost out on that spin in turn 2. Going up into turn 7, keeping that outside line, get the momentum going down the hill, keeping it as straight as I can. But as you can see up ahead, there's a group of about 3 karts that are battling now, and as we saw earlier, karts battling into this turn 9, turn 10 section can lead to opportunities to overtake. They're a bit far ahead, but if anyone has an issue, we could take advantage, and they do. As you can see here, a couple karts have a collision, and Lee Whitney and an orange helmet gets spun around, which again, he's not for position in class, he's in a different weight category, but it's unfortunate for him, as he's obviously a faster car. He will catch us up a bit later, and we'll see if we can try and let him pass to follow him through again. Couple lap karts here, spinning, along with another D-Max also spinning. So we're going to try and make advantage of that. and catch up to this guy, as we can see going onto the main straight here. He doesn't get the best of exits, goes, mounts on the curb, nearly hitting the tyres. We got the better acceleration here. I'm going to try and get up his inside like we did lap 1, but again, just not the side-by-side we need on that corner. Going into turn 10 here, try and get a good exit, which we don't. We get a really bad line through there, and you can just see how far away he gets with that loss of momentum. Really did hurt our race there. But here we are, a few lap cars in the way here, and the quicker we get past these guys compared to everyone else, the faster we're going to be able to finish the race in. So you need to be really efficient. Going up into turn 7, diving down the inside of 1. This kart's got the outside line though, so he's going to get a better run. But going down the hill with this best straight line of the D-Max, we should be able to overtake him, which we do. And we can carry on hunting down this kart in front. Turn 2 free here. He's overtaking a lap car there. Let's see if I can get a better line and just overtake him, and he just about gets in our way, but not enough for it to be a problem. Again, he taking the better line there. He's really trying to push that car forward there, but we make the lap move work there. Turn 5. Again, just trying to control the kart through there, but still trying to carry the speed. Kart in front again, overtaking a lap car. He managed to do it into this kink towards turn 8. Which is a good place to do it, but I'm stuck behind him into the corner, which probably helps a little bit, slows me down, makes me control the exit a bit more. The D-Max has a dodgy exit though, and we're able to get fully alongside, and this is where you want to be for this move into turn 9. Perfect, you're able to just hold that curb, again being spat out a little bit because it's wet. We seem to control it going into this corner, which we don't really, but it was good enough to keep the position. We didn't quite spin it, nearly did though. Now into the last corner here, there's a car in front of us. But that D-Max comes up and it hits us a little bit. But we managed to, because we just have the outside line, carry the speed through and make the overtake on him there. So this lap car in front of us, that yellow flag there is for the other side of the track, so we're able to just try and close up. He's not taking the best line through that chicane, and that's compromised him, which makes our job a bit easier. Going into turn 4 here, around the outside, he's going to get the inside, but we're just going to power through the exit on the outside and make that move work. Another lap car here in turn 8. He goes very wide and makes it very easy for us. It's easy normally on that main straight anyway, we just have such a speed difference, as you can see here. And here we are into turn 2 and 3. Again, more lap cars in front of us. We're just trying to keep improving lap times to see. Another kart here pushing through. That's Lee Whitney again. He's just so much faster. There's no point really trying to battle him, but you do get a better exit. But I'm going to go wide here into turn 5 and sort of let him back through. Bit of contact, but let him back through and follow our lines. And we're not going to try and make an overtake. We know he's faster. We may as well stick behind him and use his lines to take more D-Max karts. You see more 35s here. Trying to make the routes work. Not the best place to run into one here, just 24 kind of ruins our run, but there's a spinner and oh no. And 35 getting very ambitious there and diving, taking another one out, almost taking us out in the process. We lose a bit of time, but we keep it going in the right direction. Another lap car here as we overtake. Another one here, he points us through, and we need to make this dive work. Okay, if they point us through, we can be a bit more ambitious, and a bit of mud getting splashed up on the apex there. Thank God I'm wearing a wetsuit, as it was a very, very muddy day. Very dirty as we got out of the karts in the end. N35 spinning in front of us, making that move easy enough for us, not losing us much time. Coming on to the last couple of laps here, getting pointed through by more karts. Just trying to catch up to someone in front of us. We're getting closer and closer to the guy in the white helmet, as we can see, who's approaching here, and we're just trying to make up as much time as we can. Last lap then, and this is actually the fastest lap of the race by about 2 seconds. Meaning there was definitely a lot more time I could have shaved off this race. I just had a very good lap here. I think turn 9 is really where I made it up, but we'll watch the whole lap here as we try and catch to this D-Max in front of us. Turn 4, taking the wide line. Turn 5 here. We take a bit more of a shallow line. There's a bit of a dry line forming there. Try and follow that best we can as we move up towards turn 6. Very difficult corner in these conditions, but making it work there and good momentum carried through. Bit of oversteer, which didn't help. But then turn 7, we stick it to the outside. We're patient with our throttle, and we just get a very good exit there. Hardly any movement on the steering wheel at the exit, which is what we want to see. And we're closing up to this car in front, but we're running out of lap time. There's not enough real... If we had one more lap, it'd be great, but we're running out of this lap, and it's the last lap. He's going to have to overtake this N35. Can we also overtake him? That's Charlie Fenton there in the N35, very fast driver, but he's in a different kart class. And we just dive it down. That's the most aggressive we took that corner all race, which I think definitely gained us a good second, I think. Could have been using that a lot more aggressively for the whole race. Potential move there, but I just don't get the best exit out of this slow corner. Meaning I don't get the best run. But then the last corner, get the better exit. Dragging down this main straight. Can we overtake this guy? Not quite. He wasn't in class anyway, but we want to try and make as many overtakes as we can. Wasn't the best race. That turn 2 spin really didn't help us out. See here we finished P8 overall. Fastest lap by, like I say, nearly 2 seconds coming on the last lap. Could have been better, but these conditions I need to learn better. I need to definitely control the kart better, more throttle discipline, and hopefully next time as we go into the pits we'll have a better race. As I'm recording this, round 2 is tomorrow, so I will see you for then in the next video. Thanks for watching.